Hello there and welcome back to the Non-League Podcast with myself, Lee Simons. And today we have another special guest with us. We have got the Histon captain, Max York, with me. Hello Max, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks, very well. I'm glad I've been out to do my daily exercise and isolation is not really getting to me at the moment. After being
just yet.
Just yet, no, it's my 4th week in isolation now, so how about yourself?
It's about 4, maybe 5 weeks or so in the isolation. So, but luckily enough, I've got my gym that's sort of only 50 metres away where I run my business anyway. So it's at least I can get myself in there for my daily exercise.
Nice. So you actually do? So you run a gym, do you?
Yeah, no, my business is based on sort of fitness, health and fitness, a strength and conditioning style gym.
Oh, right.
That's what I do outside of football.
Oh, wow. So do you actually do that for Histon Football Club as well?
I do it for the scholars and the youth systems and stuff. I've done that for quite a few years, probably ever since I came back 4 years ago. I've been doing it there now, over at IVC, which works really well.
Wow. So for people who don't know you, Max, could we just have a little bit of a background story for yourself, please?
Yeah, of course. So the way that everything sort of started out, particularly in my football career, was going through the sort of Cambridge United route because I was born and raised in Cambridge, and I started off in the elite sort of development scheme from the age of 8 to about 15.
Okay, yeah.
And then I would have gone into a scholarship program, but I was fortunate enough to be able to go to private school with my mum and dad. And so I had a couple of years off football, which is a bit nuts. And I played rugby and hockey and God, all sorts, which a lot of my family are rugby based. There's half of us that are football and there's half of us that are rugby. So it was a bit of a split decision at the time.
All right, okay.
But I did love it. I did really love it. And from there, at 17, 18, decided to come out of A-levels and join back at Histon and go into the second year scholarship program.
Okay.
And then within that year, I made my first team debut and joined the first team at 18. And that was in the conference days.
Oh, wow.
Which was great. Yeah, so I got to make a couple of starts, and I think it was about 10 appearances in my first season at 18, which was great. And then from there, I got a contract with Russian Diamonds, which was a fantastic experience. And one of the best facilities and takeaways that I've had, even to this day, in my football career, was just at Neen Park. It was just an insane sort of like full-time career, and I missed it and I loved it so much. And unfortunately, everything got cut short due to the club going into liquidation. I had a 4-year contract, and I only sort of used, must have been 10 months of my contract before everything went downhill there. And then obviously the decline of Russian Diamonds. They're now formed as AFC Russian Diamonds. Yes. But the decline where they are now, they're sitting at step 3 actually.
Oh, wow.
And then from there, I just was going to go into non-league football. I went down to Bedford Town, which was great. I was there for 6 months and earned another move back into the conference with Kettering Town.
Wow.
Which was really enjoyable. And that, funny enough, was back at Neen Park. So at the time, they'd taken over Neen Park, and the home games were played there. And again, back in the conference, I think I ended up playing about 30 games from there. It was about Christmas time, towards the back end of the season.
Okay.
Which was great. And again, at the time, I was only about 21.
Oh, wow.
I had some really good sort of background history with the conference football, sort of like a top end of non-league, which is a great learning curve for anyone sort of that age. And then, the relegation battle, we went into relegation, and the same thing happened at Kettering, where there was issues financially. Went into administration, they couldn't pay players, and all this kind of issue arose, and they got dropped down by 2 levels.
Right.
Which put them back into, I think it was step 4 or step 3, I'm not quite sure. But I didn't stay on. It was kind of like a 50-50 pre-season, knowing what I wanted to do. Yeah. And then Biggleswade Town rang me. Chris Nunn is obviously still the current manager and was the manager back then. Yeah. And I spent 4 years over at Biggleswade, near enough, with one change up. I went over to St Neots for 4 or 5 months, and then change in management, went into a new season, and So about 4 years, kind of on and off with Biggleswade.
Yeah.
Had some great times there, some great memories, and then ever since, which will be now coming up to the 5th season, Steve Fallon called me, and I've been Histon club captain ever since.
Wow, that sounds to be incredible, really. For your story, going into like the private school, having a couple of years off, and then of course playing rugby and stuff, and then coming back into it, and then of course playing at that level, at the conference level, where most of the non-league players probably want to play at anyway, or even higher.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you've got the Kingsland, the former left back. He's actually playing for Peterborough United at the moment.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I played against him a couple of seasons ago, and he done well.
Yeah, he's done really well. Because I saw him when he played against Ipswich last season. And of course, he didn't look out of place. So that's the level what players want to play at, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
So then you moved, as you say, you moved into Histon as being club captain. How was that for you? Going back to Histon.
It was kind of a refreshing sort of part of my career where to be sort of put forward as a club captain was something that I wanted to eventually get to, and I feel like it was quite a natural sort of next stage for me. And when Steve Fallon, obviously being a club legend himself, spoke to me, I knew straight away that it was the right time to come back. They'd just been relegated because we'd just been playing against them actually at step 3 with Biggleswade, and they'd been relegated down to step 4.
Yeah.
And he spoke to me about coming down, and even though it was a step down, which I got promoted from step 4 in the first season being back with Biggleswade, which was another nice achievement to sort of have, and kind of knew the level, and I knew it was a little bit easier, and I thought, yeah, why not? Let's try and get the club back up and stuff. And obviously we had a difficult first season where we got relegated, but then obviously last year we won the league, which was great in the fashion we won it as well. So yeah, it's been a nice sort of up and down roller coaster, but I've enjoyed it.
Exactly, because that season you've made, was it 48 appearances or something like that? No, sorry, 51 appearances, and you scored over like 27 goals, wasn't it? It was incredible.
I always wanted to score sort of like with every sort of more goals than I played. With sort of like a 2-to-1 ratio, and that was quite a cool thing to do, and it was quite nice because I played sort of like every second of every game.
You did, yeah.
We had an unbeaten home record at home. We had a nice little FA Vars run. We could have done a little bit better, but it is what it is. And scoring all those goals and just the whole season itself is something which, I'll never forget it. Definitely,
because you had like 3 or 4 players in the actual top scoring school record, didn't you, for that season?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I think we had 3 of us all in over 20 goals, and I think between us 3, we scored something like 75 goals, or something close to that, which between 3 players is crazy. I mean, you're always going to win a league if you're scoring goals like that.
Especially from your position being centre back, and it's like incredible because. When I was first watching Thetford Town back in 2017, I kind of knew about Histon, and then that season when you actually won the league, I actually was at the Thetford against Histon game, and I actually live streamed it.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, so I was kind of like, I was like behind both goals. So one half I was behind one, and then the second half I was behind the other. And I think you scored a late winner right at the end.
Yeah, last minute penalty.
I think it was your penalty that actually won the game. It's like, So, and I had, I think I had like 200 views on that game, so that was quite incredible for me anyway. So, doing like what I was doing. But how was it for pre-season and that season? How did you get the attitude, the positivity that what you wanted out of that team? You must have thought that it was incredible for you guys to actually to win the league as you did.
Yeah, so kind of the pre-season running into the season, we just played our first season back at step 5, and we wanted to go up that year, if I'm honest. I mean, we had a really good run.
Yeah.
We were battling it out with Gotti for most of the year. And it was kind of like a bit up and down. We had some good games, we had some bad games, we had some great results. But the pre-season that we went into it, after that year, finishing 5th or 6th, we were like, well, we know the league this year. Nothing's changed. We brought a couple of players in who'd been experienced around the level, and they sort of knew step 5 and won it. And we had that experience in the team where our average age was bumped up a little bit, and you knew that if you kind of looked around, you knew you could rely on someone to either score a goal, make a tackle, win a header, put their body in the line.
Yeah.
And it makes a massive difference because it then brings your own self-confidence out a little bit. And our squad last year when we won the league was just, we felt invulnerable. It was just one of those things where every game we battled, and there were some games, rarely, but some games where we went 1-0 down and there was just no issue. We just knew we'd come back, particularly at home. Like, we created this philosophy at home where I think people were actually scared to come at home. Like, it kind of got boosted up that we were unbeaten, and it got to halfway, I think it was like Christmas time, between Christmas and New Year, we were 2-0 down against Long Melford.
Yeah.
And we ended up drawing 2-2, and that's probably one of the biggest turning points, I think, from last year, because we just knew that our philosophy worked. We backed each other up, like, on and off the pitch. We're good mates as it is, and it just seemed to kind of click. And then, winning the league, I think we won it for about a month to go, so there was still about 6-7 games, and we had a cup final all in the same month. So it worked well, but we just knew when we went into that pre-season and we started with the season well, we just knew we had to keep it going.
Yeah, definitely, because you actually won the you actually won the title at Wroxham, didn't you, away from home? And how was that, like, day and night going into that game? How was it for you?
I kind of recollect, because all of us have jobs and stuff anyway, so it was one of those things where you wake up, you knew you could win it on the night. A result happened at the weekend where we won and someone else drew, or however it worked. I can't remember who was fighting for second now. And winning on the Tuesday night, we're like, we can do it. So on the Sunday morning, we knew. Then we had a couple of days, you just kind of go into the game with no sweat, because we were 11 points in front, which is crazy. And the month previous, we had a bit of a bad run in the sense of games called off, and it was one of those things where either clubs didn't want to play us, or the weather was a bit iffy, and we had to go to Clacton on a Tuesday night. We had to go to Thetford, like we just spoke about. Wroxham was the other one. There was a couple of others, just some horrible trips. We had, the Saturday, Tuesday for like a month was like 80% away games. Yeah. And funny enough, I scored a winner a couple of other, like, previous games running into that, one of them being Clacton away on a Tuesday night. Yeah. Which gave us that little bit of an edge. We were so many points clear. So we knew that even if we didn't do it on the Tuesday, we'd do it on the Saturday, and if we didn't do it on the Saturday, we'd do it the following Tuesday. Yeah. So we were confident. We were super confident. I remember being in the change room before. We went out there and did like a miniature warm up because it was a bit cold, and then we kind of got stuck into the game, and we absolutely battered them, which was just mad. We scored a really good first goal in the first 10 minutes. Yeah. We scored a second goal after 15 minutes, and then half an hour in, we were 3-0 up. Yeah. And it was, I think, a bit of a shot to the knee for them as well, but also for us. We knew we'd done it half an hour in. Yeah, definitely. I think it was 3-0, and then that was it, really. You coasted it, and then you won the league. So we just tore it out, and then that was it. It was all done. All done within a month to go, which is what you want, really, isn't it? Oh yeah. I mean, if there's a way of winning the season, I think it should be called the kind of Histon way of what we done last year, because unbeaten at home, do it with a month to spare. I can't remember how many games we lost, but it wasn't a lot. I think it was only 3 or 4 all year. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, outside of cup games. So keeping it under 5 is, that's just a relentless form as it is, let alone, the wins and stuff. And I think we didn't draw a lot of games, which helps. You can go unbeaten and you can have 5 draws, 6 wins, or you can win the equivalent games and lose a couple when you've got more points. Yeah, definitely, yeah. So how was it when you actually lifted that trophy at the end for you? Oh, God, yeah, it's just fantastic. We knew we'd won after the Tuesday night game, and then we had the trophy lifting ceremony on the Saturday after, about 10 days later, because we didn't have a home game. No. And that was something special. It was a great day as well. Like, it was nice and sunny. We went into the game. We won the game as well, which was just even better, and went into it knowing that everything's done. You're playing nice and relaxed. you can kind of take a back burner a little bit, which we actually played all year. We played all year fairly relaxed because it seemed to suit us, and then we kind of turned it on in the times that we needed to.
Yeah, go into that second gear or third gear and then to actually win games.
Yeah, we just knew that we could go all the way. When it's 80 minutes in, it has become quite a funny thing, like where we win games in the last sort of like 3 or 4 minutes. I think last year I scored 5 or 6 goals in the last, must have been a couple of minutes of the game. And it's just a great feeling because it puts people on edge a little bit knowing that we could do that, and we sort of became known for being able to do that. So yeah, it was we done it the right way, and then lifting that trophy on that Saturday was just I still look at the photos now and smile.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was a little bit of an achievement for you. Because didn't you get Player of the Season as well?
Yeah, no, it was. So what was really nice is through social media platforms, I kind of picked up. There's no trophy to win, but it's just a correlation between everyone out there who's around this Cambridge area voting for their Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Which I won. The league rung me, which was really nice, and just sort of gave me a sort of like a little thank you and a little well done. And then within the club, I won Players Player, Supporters Player, Top Goal Scorer, sort of Player of the Year. So yeah, it was nice. It was a nice sort of way to just sort of finish off everything and the cherry on top of the cake, really.
Yeah, I bet it was. And then you went into the next season, of course, the season which is now void. Heading into like teams against Dereham Town, Cotteshall, Bury Town as well. How was that for you when you're going into like the pre-season for this season just gone? How was that for you and your teammates?
We knew it was going to be a little step up. We didn't change the squad too much, but what I think kind of shot us in the foot slightly was we lost 2 of these experienced players that were quite important. I mean, it's not necessarily what they do on the pitch or the fact that they were star players every game, but it's just knowing that you've got someone there. They're both, in their 30s, which kind of help. Just you look around and there's someone there who knows the game, knows how to do things. Even if they're on the bench, it's someone to bring on. Even if they're just in the squad, they're important players last year in particular. So I think that kind of that didn't help going just out of pre-season / the end of pre-season when we lost them, but we knew there was going to be a bit of a change, and it was a bit of a 50-50 first few months, I think, and we used, not an excuse, but we knew that it was our first year back. This is kind of like a newish league as well, with the way that they've revamped all the teams up.
Yeah, they have, haven't they? Yeah.
Yeah, and the travelling's a bit strange, and you can be playing some team, but then St Neots, who are close to us, aren't in it. Bedford, who's close to us, aren't in it, and they're all on the other side, and
yes,
it's a real strange one. But yeah, a lot of grounds I've never played on this side in this league at this level. It's always been the Southern League side.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of clubs I've never played. I've never been to probably the same with a lot of the other lads. Some of the other lads have only been at step 5. A couple of us have dropped down, but even for us, the ones that I know of, they don't know as much about the teams. And yeah, it was a bit of a change, really. We had a couple of injuries. One lasting for like 3.5 months. The other one was like, so the other one I think was about 2 months. And yeah, we were low on players this year. I think there was a 2-week period where we had 10 or 11 first team players, and then we had to make it up with a few youth team players. And fair play to them, they've come in and they've done well. But you're learning the game. You're 16, 17. It's an experience. It's a change.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit of a different one, really, coming into this season, and particularly after the highs of last year, you're never going to replicate that. So
no, but that's probably what you're aiming for anyway. You wanted to just settle into that league and then maybe push for the top 6, looking for a playoff position for the coming season, which is hopefully going to be happening this August, hopefully. But what is your plans for next season?
It's, I've been at the club now, so it's coming up to my 5th year being club captain. I was there the previous time, so I've just turned over 200 sort of starts for the club, 200 and something appearances total. Yeah, so it's a club that's close to me. I'm 5 minutes away. I started my career essentially there into sort of men's football, and I do love being there. It's a great club, great fans, and it's always one of those things where you never really know it's so early at the minute. We don't know what's going on, and I've just seen what they've been saying about the French league. No sporting events till September.
Exactly. Yeah.
So our off season could be a long, long time. Pre-season might not start until August.
Yeah,
which is just crazy.
Yeah, August, September time, because in the Dutch league, I don't think they're actually starting until the 1st of September or something like that. And then,
wow, really?
And of course, they're still thinking about, are they going to cancel the Premier League, League One, League Two, of course. But the National League now is now completely finished, but they're still looking at for promotions or relegations there. But then, of course, you got all the other steps below that have now finished and void. So sometimes you think, for people who have spent money or haven't spent enough money or whatever, they're trying to get that promotion or want to succeed in their clubs. They've already gone and paid all that money out, but then you feel sorry for them clubs that they wanted to go up.
I think it's. I understand with us lower levels what they've done. I still think it's harsh because we had Malden and Tiptree at our level. They've obviously got a chairman with money, and they've got a link with Colchester and this, that, and the other. And so they've obviously, the money's fine, but their budget I think was about 6 times the size as ours. And you think, God, 6 times the size of that budget, correlating over, we probably played 34 weeks or so. We only had 4 or 5 weeks left, and it's a lot of budget to put in. They were flying, and then I know a few of the lads from Kings Lynn and Mazza, who's been having an unbelievable year. He trains
definitely
with me. Good mates with him, and you just would feel sorry if anything. It just would be unjustified.
Exactly.
And I think particularly for that level, it's a massive step. I mean, I know the financial gain and financial loss from that level because I've spoke to people, and how much it is to go into league football, to take that step up is a huge amount more than just keeping your place in that league. So for some clubs, it's kind of do or die, it's a massive decision.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you say about Kingsley in Town, because you had Adam Marriott, he was the top goal scorer with 28 goals or something like that.
Yeah, 28, yeah. Because I kept winding him up saying that he won't score more than me, and he's already has.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But then you can look down the leagues, the third and Premier Division as well. So you got Stone who've brought in so many players as well. They were looking for promotion because they were running away with the league as well. And it was you do feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how many points they're in front, but it was quite a few, wasn't it? And I think over the course of a few of these levels, even going up to the Premier League with Liverpool, I just think, as much as I don't want Liverpool to win the league because I'm a Man United fan, it just would be so unjustified. It would just be so harsh. And, to come this far into it, when you've got 10% left, you just think you've done 90% of the season. It's this last little bit. We'll see what the outcome is, but it's obviously been some brave decisions by the other top-end leagues in other countries to make what decision they've made. Yeah,
definitely. But so when you're finishing your playing career, Max, what would you like to do? Would you like to go into coaching or management?
So what's quite nice is I've sort of been asked that a few times of how things would work, and I work currently with a lot of sort of younger athletes my age, or sort of any one rehabilitation style, because of what I do in the sort of strength industry, and it's just something that I absolutely love, and there's a reason why I wanted to start that up and sort of be in the active fitness scene even while still, because I went into part-time football at an early age. So I probably had 4 or 5 extra years on top of what you would get at someone my age, just because I kind of just made a decision quite early on. So maybe a bit of coaching, but the strength and conditioning and kind of the athletic side of it is something that I think will always be there, and sort of growing my gym, growing a facility, growing an area. But you never really know. I do, even at the minute, having football cut short, and you enjoy your off season, but you miss it straight away.
You definitely do, especially in my situation, you want to go to the games, you want to see the non-league football, because if you go to the non-league football, it's because I've only been really going since 2017, and of course I loved it, and I thought, I'll keep going and keep going, because it's under £10 to get in, £15 to get in, but it's kind of like a family club.
It is, yeah.
And I bet you get that at Histon as well, don't you?
Yeah, you do, and I think this is obviously the financial side of things, with some clubs that struggle, some clubs that they sort of need their fans just as much as they need their players, and they need the sort of financial backing because they don't have it from a top chairman or someone who's willing to put money in. It's more of a community style club, Histon, and yeah, we've always we've got some great history at the club, and also we're creating history ourselves now. So being part of that new phase of history that people will speak about in 10 years' time with the promotion and stuff it's great to be a part of.
I bet that's high on your list, really, isn't it? As your achievement, being champions of the third on. Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah, definitely.
That's good. So, with social media side of the Northern League side, what do you think about people going out, taking like little highlights, doing little interviews, doing like podcasts, what we're doing now? How do you feel about that anyway? Do you think it's a good thing? Sorry, go on.
I think it's great. I think it's this being able to people talking about the seasons that they've gone through and kind of like bring a little bit of reminiscing, kind of keeps people happy, because at the same time there's not even any sport on TV. There is literally nothing. And I know what I'm like. If I'm not playing sport, I'm watching sport. And if you haven't got that, these podcasts are great. People can listen in. They can talk about things that happened over the past few years. People might have forgot about things. They can say, "Oh yeah, I remember what he's talking about. I was at that game." Like you just said. Like, it's great being part of the community.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think fair play is just one of those things which, for what the situation we're in at the minute, it can give you that little bit of brightening up your day. Yeah,
definitely. It's like I was talking to Rory from Kingsley Town yesterday. He was saying about going in front of those 4,000 fans at home against York City. That was incredible.
I bet.
So
it's fantastic.
Yeah. So how about yourself? What is your favourite goal you've actually scored in your career?
So it's difficult because there's a few really important ones, and most of them come last minute. Like this year, I scored a last minute goal on Boxing Day against Cambridge City, and it was quite a well taken goal, and it was raining, it was miserable. It was a typical non-league game against your arch rivals at home. Like we hate each other and all this kind of thing, and it was just great to score. It was literally like the 89th minute. But from a technical term, I scored a goal a couple of years ago where someone played a ball into me. I still to this day don't know how I kind of got into the position, but I was about 10 yards outside the box.
Yeah.
Got chipped in, and I sort of chested it, turned straight on the chest and volleyed it into the top corner from probably about 30 yards out on the turn. So I've got it on video as well. There's one of the players' dads. He's great. He videos all our games, and we've kept all the goals. And funny enough, that's the first goal that he ever caught on camera.
So, wow!
Yeah, I was very fortunate.
It's like a couple of the Thetford players and Stowmarket and of course Whitton United players. They've actually said to me, "Oh, can I have some have your footage?" Because I've taken the footage of the game, and there's one player from Thetford who had like a rocket shot, and he's actually pinned it to his Twitter feed, which has got over 4,500 views on it already.
Wow, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So it's quite incredible to see that back and actually see people actually watching it back, which is quite an achievement for him. Because if someone wasn't recording it, they'll probably think like the fans or family members say, "Nah, you didn't do that. You must be. You're wrong."
But I think this is what's great, and that's why it's because you only get these few memories. It's a very short career, and take anything from it you can. I remember when I scored that goal, my dad comes to every game, and he just loves it. He's always been there, and he just loves to watch me play. And he's out of, I'm probably close to 500 games that I've played. He's probably watched 460, 470 of them.
Wow.
And he wasn't there, which is mad. And I remember ringing him after the game being like, "I can't believe it, you just missed me, scored a goal in my life." And then out of nowhere, he came up to me and said, "I've caught your goal on video." I was like, "Oh God, you've got to send it to me." But yeah, it's great. I think as soon as these goals go viral, everyone loves a goal.
Definitely.
Everyone loves a screamer.
Yeah, definitely do. I've had another one recently. He said, "Oh, can I have my footage?" That's got over like 5,000 views as well. It's incredible. It's incredible to see, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So one other question. I was just wondering, have you had any offers from other clubs since you've been at Histon for the last 5 years?
Yeah, I have, and a lot of them have been some great offers. So, two of them were Step 2 clubs.
Oh, wow.
One of them I had a trial to go back to conference, and it was kind of like an Essence trial where, you know, it looks great. I know you're club captain, but I've been on contract since I've been back.
Oh, right.
And it's something which I think for me is just nice because it kind of solidifies, that keeps my head, keeps kind of that tunnel vision of just wanting to play for the club. And you know, if games are called off, this is what's hard at non-league. You can do everything you want. You can play here, play there, and you just want to make sure that you're financially stable with things. And you know, the club have been great, and they've looked after me. But it's difficult. You always want new challenges. When I was younger, but particularly coming out full-time football, I was a bit all over the place, playing for 3 or 4 clubs within like a couple of seasons. And once I settled into Biggleswade and then got moved from there, and then I was like, okay, maybe Histon could be something where I'd like to finish my career. But yeah, there's been a few offers, and I've had some great conversations because some fantastic coaches around, you know, all this kind of east side of England. You've got some really good structures, some great clubs and stuff, but you never really know. It's a tough one, but you know, it's one of those. You don't really make a decision until you can meet face to face, and at the minute we're not in that position.
Definitely, Max, definitely. But I do wish you all the best for the future. Hopefully,
Thank you, Lee.
Hopefully we'll come and see you play at Histon, and then for next season. And I actually look forward to seeing non-league football again.
Great, no, brilliant. Thank you very much, mate.
No worries. So for people who are listening, thank you very much for listening, and I will see you on the next one.